Welcome into the Marlins postgame show. The Marlins, well, they secured a big 6-2 victory over the Wilson Tobs. A fantastic game all around. Great pitching, hitting, fielding, everything.
Yeah, it was huge. For the first time in a long time, well, couldn't say for the first time in a long time, but for the, one of the few times this season, more hits than runs, 11 hits, 6 runs. Usually these guys are playing ABC baseball, but they sent 15 batters to the plate in the first 2 innings and plated 5 of the 6 runs in the first 2 innings. It was a masterclass, and this is very, very important in the standings. We'll get to that later. But, again, 15 batters in the first 2 innings, those coming against Bouchard. He was pretty rough tonight around the edges. And the big highlight in the first inning, a Youngblood 2-run homer after a Mershon single, and it was an Oppo Taco. He sent that baby out to left center field. He ended the day 2 for 4, but had a single and that 2-run homer, and he was the Fiesta player of the game.
Yeah, player of the game, and we were able to catch up with him after the game, so here's the interview.
Colby Cook and Spencer Patterson with the Fiesta player of the game, Trent Youngblood. Trent, you had a phenomenal game, first inning, Oppo Taco, left center field, 2-run homer. How you feeling?
I felt good. I was trying to make an adjustment today of starting earlier. I've just been getting beat a lot, so kind of get on time for that fastball and just glad I could put a good swing on it.
So you have just about 10 more at-bats than anybody else in the Coastal Plain League. Do you feel more comfortable in the batter's box, you feel, than really anyone else?
I mean, having a lot of at-bats, especially consistently, helps because you can kind of just get those eyes to adjust each day, and so I'm thankful to have that many at bats, and absolutely, yeah, it helps me see the ball a lot better.
So we're nearing the end of the first half. Winner of the first half gets a bid to the playoffs. 1-game lead coming into tonight's play over the Wilson Tobs has now increased to 2. You go back at it tomorrow. How does that feel to get that all-important win tonight with that game coming up tomorrow?
That's a huge win. I mean, we're going to carry this game into tomorrow, and hopefully we can get another big one tomorrow. So yeah, that was a big one for sure.
Trent Youngblood, the Fiesta player of the game, aptly with a very nice Oppo Taco. You just missed Taco Tuesday, buddy. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
The third of 8 games in a row was completed tonight. We were able to catch up with head coach Sam Carroll for a post-game interview.
Colby and Spencer here with the head honcho, Sam Carroll, and coach. For the first time in a long time, actually, more hits than runs. Usually, you guys are attacking from ABC, all angles, but 15 batters sent to the plate in the first 2 innings. How are you feeling about tonight's win?
It's a win. It's a 5-game set. That's what we got going on the weekend, and today was game 1, and we got game 1, so we still got 4 more to go.
You held the Tobs to 2 runs. I mean, how do you feel about the pitching tonight?
Right there, you said it. We held them to 2 runs. We did a good job just kind of competing, and it's a win. We got a long ways to go.
Well, and a 1-game lead over the Tobs in the division coming into tonight's play now increased to 2, but a return trip tomorrow to Wilson. How important was it to get the first game tonight, and then what are you looking for out of the team tomorrow?
No more or no less important than the game tomorrow. So that's how the game was today. I get the question, I understand the sentiment, but we got game 1, now we got to get game 1 tomorrow. So we'll be ready to go.
Trust the process. As always, Colby and Spencer, thanks Coach Carroll for another great interview.
The pitching tonight was spectacular. Sayers Collins got the start. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. A phenomenal start for him, his first start in a Marlins uniform, and you can't ask for much more.
Yeah, and look, and the bullpen did a phenomenal job as well. Lacey, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Devaney, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, but the big one, Jacob Krager comes in the 8th. He strikes out the first he allows a single rather to the first batter he faces, then strikes out Brian Fry, then allows a walk to get 2 on and 1 out. Strikes out the next 2, so he's got 3 strikeouts in the inning. Then he comes back in the 9th. Things get a little bit hairy for him. A run gets aboard on an E4. Anton Lazitz hits a single. You got 2 runners on. He strikes out 2 batters. So we're oh so close. Then A.J. Jones singled in the 2nd run. But He came back and shut the door down on Brian Fry, striking him out to secure the 6-2 victory. And he struck out 6 men in 2 innings. Phenomenal.
You can't ask for much more from Jacob Krager. And now the Marlins are 2 games ahead of the Tobs, and that's especially important going into tomorrow's game.
Yeah, so coming into today's play, the Marlins were 1 game ahead of the Tobs. Of course, now 2 games ahead of the Tobs with the win tonight. Now, tomorrow, even if the Tobs are to win, they're still a game back. The important thing is here, you play a pretty much even schedule the rest of the way, same amount of games against teams with almost identical records. But the key point is here, the winner of the first half gets a bid to the playoffs. If the Marlins can knock this down now, not saying they're going to take the foot off their gas, because they won't, and you heard Sam Carroll, trust the process. He always trusts the process, and every game is a new game. But you feel a whole lot better knowing you're guaranteed in the first half than having to battle back in the second half. Now, if you can win both like they did last year, great, let's go for it. But if you lock it down in the first half, you know you've already got a playoff spot. So that's what they're trying to do here. They're 2 games up. Even if the Tobs win tomorrow, you force their hand.
A very, very important next few games. Obviously, it's going to be a long stretch, as there's 8 games in a row, a few of them coming in the second half, the beginning of the second half of the season. But I'm excited. I know Colby's excited. The team's excited. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time, and this arguably is the most important stretch of that 8-game stretch. Yeah, you want to try to get as many of those as you can, but you get the home-and-home sweep versus the Tobs. You are sitting very pretty going into the second half. So that's what they'll try to do tomorrow, and we'll have all the action for you on Mixlr.
Yeah, join us on Mixlr. Colby Cook, Spencer Pattison. Should be a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the Marlins postgame show.